All right, we're talking football. Big 12 Media Days wrapped up in Arlington, Texas. A sure sign that college football is just around the corner.
Finally. OU and OSU both taking the podium during the two-day event. News 9 Sports, Chris Williams was there for it all. Welcome back.
Thank
Your
you.
takeaways on talking with, let's start with OU and Coach Brent Venables.
Well, first off, you put hundreds of people from across the country in a room and talk college football for 48 hours straight.
Yeah.
That's like heaven for us.
You're living
sports
large,
guys.
aren't you?
Talking to Venables, I mean, you can tell that there's a lot of pressure and a lot of stress to win now, win in their last year in the Big 12 from those guys. And they talk about how much they learned from last season. Obviously, it was a tough season. But the biggest thing they talk about, they need to learn to finish games. You saw all those close games.
Yes.
Final drive, I think they had 5 losses that came down to the final drive. They need to find a way to turn those losses into wins like OU is known for doing for the last 2 decades before.
I thought it was interesting when you interviewed Drake Stoops. I mean, gosh, he looks so much like his dad. He is coming back, a big leader on the team. What's his impact going to be with the Sooners?
Well, they've almost 100 guys who are first or second year guys. So when you get a guy like Drake Stoops, who's been there forever, Dylan Gabriel, their quarterback, those 5th and 6th year guys are going to be huge for bringing these young guys along, showing them what this program is all about. And then, of course, they know how to win. They've won before. So when you get in those tight moments, it'll be looking at those guys to bring the other ones up with them.
Want to switch to OSU now. You talked to head coach Mike Gundy. He's always fired up. Your takeaways after talking to him?
He is so fun to talk to because you never know what he's going to say. It's always exciting. The biggest question, of course, around Oklahoma State, who's going to be quarterback? First time in 5 years we've asked that question. It was Spencer Sanders for 4. He's gone. He's at Ole Miss. The answer is they don't know yet, and he's okay with that. He's glad to have a quarterback competition. He says, no reason to name a starting quarterback just yet. They want to do it about midway through camp, he's saying. But they're not necessarily putting a timeline on it, but he said, hopefully by the midpoint of fall camp, they'll know who their guy is, and then they can move forward with him.
All right. What are your takeaways just from the entirety of the Big 12? You know, it's the Sooners' last season here. What players are kind of the it players? I know Texas has some big guys still.
Yes,
a lot of eyes on Texas.
Yeah, so Kansas's quarterback, he was picked to be the Offensive Player of the Year. He was having a great season last year before he got injured, Jaden Daniels. He's a big one, but Texas, of course, has talent. They have a linebacker, Jalen Ford, he was picked to be the Defensive Player of the Year. Texas just was oozing confidence.
Really?
Sarkisian, I mean, he's kind of a silver-tongued guy, but they felt comfortable. They felt like, yeah, we know the expectations are high. We're comfortable there. So I think Texas is going to be the team to beat. I saw some odds on ESPN. They have about a 55% chance they're picked to win the conference, which is remarkable.
And the Manning boys coming in. I know he won't be the starter, will he? But I mean, it's still a big name.
It's still up there. It'll most likely be Quinn Ewers again. He had a lot of good games for them last year, but you know, he had some tough moments. I know Texas fans will want to see Arch out there at some point this year.
4 new teams coming into the conference as well.
Yeah, it was great. We got to talk to all 4 of their new coaches. So BYU, Cincinnati, Houston, UCF, all 4 of them took time to talk to us. They're so excited to be in the Big 12. Talk about it's been a long time coming. And all of them, well, 3 of the 4 are playing OU this year, and they all had the same message. We'd love to beat the Sooners before they head to the SEC.
Oh, man.
I got to ask you, what was it like being with Dean Blevins down there at the Big 12?
Amazing. You can't go more than 5 yards without someone, oh, Dean, I haven't seen you in years. It was great. I learned a ton from Dean being there.
You guys did great, Chris. Thank you so much, and thanks for coming in early with us. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. Glad to finally be on the show with you.
Open invitation to come back, okay?
I'll be back then.
Thanks, Chris.